my soul, and forget not all of his benefits. Lord, I forget none of your benefits. Who forgives all thine iniquities. Go somewhere else, keep going harmonically. Who forgives all of my iniquities, who heals all of my diseases, who redeems my life from destruction. I cannot be destroyed because he redeems my life from destruction. I cannot be destroyed because he redeems my life from destruction. I cannot be destroyed. I'm not going down because he redeems my life from destruction. Oh, get a hold of it. In the Amplified Bible it says, who satisfies your mouth, your necessity and desire at your personal age and situation with good, say good, so that your youth renewed is like the eagles, strong, overcoming, and soaring. Say, I'm ready to soar. Say it a little louder, I'm ready to soar. Say it like you mean it, I'm ready to soar. You know, when an eagle soars, do you realize it takes no energy on the part of the eagle? He just has to be at the right altitude to catch the wind. You don't want to soar on ground. You can't soar on the ground. You can walk on the ground, but you soar when you begin to go into the high places. See, the high place, because I'm a pilot, I look at everything through the eyes of above. Do you hear me? Most Christians attack that because they say, well, I hit all kinds of things. Yeah, you don't have to stay there now. Take strings, whatever you want to do. Most Christians think that the reason they hit stuff is because either God let it happen or the devil did it. But let me tell you something. The lower you fly, the more obstacles you will encounter. The lower you fly, that's where you hit the buildings, the mountains. That's where stuff is, the towers. But oh, when you get up above the towers and get up above the mountains, it's clear sailing. That's why we are called to operate in the high places. You are called to operate in the high places. God established the law. It's the law of lift. Are you with me? I got to go out here. I got to get better out here. The law of lift. Airplanes don't fly because of the wind beneath their wings. Neither do Christians. Airplanes are lifted because of the law of lift. The law of lift is a coefficient of power. It's a coefficient of thrust. You don't take off in an airplane with cruise power, neither do Christians. You take off with a maximum amount of thrust. That's why the Bible says, clap your hands, all of you people, shout unto God with a voice of triumph. It enacts the law of lift in your life. It causes you to rise above every kind of obstacle that exists. That's why God said, shout with a voice of triumph, because it propels you into the strata of victory. Victory is born in a shout. Victory is born when you clap your hands. Victory is born when you begin to dance. Victory comes. It has to come when you shout unto the one that gives you the victory. Do you hear what I'm saying? This is a new day. This is a new day. Don't expect God to do things the same way he's done for your grandma. He moved for your grandma, but this is a new day. He is the God of the now. Faith is a sound of the now. It's an action of heaven in the now. When you shout, you just encountered the now of heaven in your battle. You just encountered the now of heaven in your impossible situation. God is in the now. Faith is in the now. Don't operate on yesterday's faith. Get your faith up. You don't fly on the gas you burned yesterday. You'll crash. You put in new fuel. What's the fuel? It's the word of the living God. When you get his word on the inside of you and you begin to operate in the fuel, are you with me? I'm going to play. I just had to start. Oh, one more thing. Can I do one more thing? No, I know I'm a little crazy, but I enjoy it. I got one of my favorite verses. I found it by accident, I guess. It's in Proverbs 27:21. Now, God doesn't speak King James unless you do. In the King James, it says, as the refining pot for silver and the furnace for gold, so is a man to his praise. Now, that's cool, but I didn't really get it until I looked at God's favorite translation, the Amplified, because God likes it loud. It says, as the refining pot for silver and the furnace for gold bring forth all the impurities of the metal, so let a man be in his trial of praise, ridding himself of all that is base or insincere. For a man is judged by what he praises and of what he boasts. If you understand, what does a furnace do to gold? You put gold in the furnace and it's hot and it burns all the dross, puts it to the top, so that what is left is the pure gold. What is silver in a furnace? The furnace puts the heat on it and it brings all the impurities out of the silver and causes what is left to be pure. So, in the law of natural reaction, when bad happens to you, you have a choice. You can either let the bad bring out the impurities of your life and refuse to look at them, to sound like them, to act like them, and know that when you begin to lift up your voice and you not consider what you're going through, that causes what God considers pure gold and pure silver to come from your life. When you get a hold of that, something bad happens in an airplane, we get in the simulator and they simulate every bad thing that can happen. I think simulators would be good for Christians. You have a fire on the engine. You know you have 2 minutes to correct it. You don't have time to go back to your checklist and read what you're supposed to do, because by that time you've either lost the whole engine or the wing. Airplanes don't fly with one wing, neither do Christians. You hear me? You got to know inside of you.